During my freshman year, I ended up being kicked off the lacrosse team, which was the beginning of Bowdoin Rugby. And we had to borrow a spectator to be our hooker for that first match.
Sort of a field of dreams phenomenon to the rugby program in the early days, because none of us went to Bowdoin expecting to play rugby. Out of the shadows and out of the pines, we sort of gathered together on a field in Brunswick, Maine, and all of a sudden this rugby team is born.
There weren't any coaches at all. It was student coaches. We'd all kind of coach each other.
We had a funny kind of mix of personalities on that first team. We had the Seattle guys, McNutt and Hartman. They were pretty laid-back characters. We had a Brit, Ben Baker, who might as well have been from another planet as from another continent. Tom Gimble had plenty of enthusiasm for the after party.
It became a pretty close-knit team rather quickly, actually. Rugby sort of fit into the Bowdoin lifestyle at that time.
It was just a close camaraderie of guys right off the bat.
My first day of practice was my third day at Bowdoin. I was looking for some friends, because I had none.
And I found the rugby team through Hunter Rusak, actually. And I walked on, and within a few days, and I had known everybody's name, and I loved the team, and never looked back from there.
The coaches have been incredible. They're excellent teachers of the game, and first and foremost, they make sure that everyone has a good time.
By far, the single most important guy to Bowdoin Rugby is Rick Scala.
Basically, he's driving force behind Bowdoin Rugby.
He's probably the best coach I've ever had in any sport.
We've got Mark Gartside coming in, Jay Moss, who's helping out with fitness and a great instructor for the boys. David Miller, who was a stalwart, great help for the pack. We've got Richard Hyde, myself. Gary DeVoe starting this year as well.
Greg Abraham, who was like the guy who was like, this is how you break somebody's finger.
Saturday's a rugby day. Ruggers, are you happy?
The most memorable on-field experience is the first match I ever played because I was scared out of my mind.
We were fortunate enough in '91 to win the New Englands. There was great things about that year, tremendous commitment by the team and the players.
Being a championship game, we knew we could only put 21 guys on the roster and realistically playing 18. I had 45 players out there in the freezing cold, in the pitch black, preparing the team.
Kenny Waters has, deer in the headlight, my finger's all messed up, but I'm not getting out. Michael screaming, we're gonna win, push, whatever. Every guy on that field wanted to win, but I looked off to the sideline and there was Rick Scala. And he just had this look of like, oh my God, we might do it. And he looked like a proud father.
But I'll tell you that Rick and all the guys on the A side made us B side guys feel like we had won the championships too.
It's athleticism, it's camaraderie, it's inclusiveness. That's what I kind of felt Bowdoin Rugby was all about.
And I scored the winning try. I also ended up with a bruise about the size of a softball on my ass, but we won't get into that.
They said, Rick, we want to get you a gift. And I said, well, the thing that would make me most happy was to go on a rugby tour with a bunch of you guys together as the Bowdoin alumni. And the next year at the next banquet, they presented me with a plane ticket to Ireland, and they said 25 of us are going to be going with you.
Yeah, we get together every year, and it's been Vegas for the last 3 or 4 years.
My favorite part of the tours is actually the fact that you have multiple generations of Bowdoin Rugby players. So, guys who just graduated all the way up to guys like Messerly who are like 105 years old.
Yeah. I think the best Vegas memories are probably ones that a lot of people would be glad I didn't share.
Hi, my name is Rick Scala. I've been coaching Bowdoin Rugby for 30 years, but I still get ID'd in bars. You may be wondering why. The answer is, I go to Vegas every year with the Bats.
I can't wait to join the Bats.
So Tom Gimble puts together this team. We get people like some good athletes like Peter to join. We had some extraordinary characters and some great talent.
So we got guys like Dennis Kiley, Tori Liddell, Hugh Hill, Billy Soares, Chris Bossy, Tim Yanni Lazarus, the GOAT. The list goes on and on.
And I was sort of there in that golden era between Palmer and Doust. You know, those guys were just were fantastic, and we had a great series of years with great characters and really good rugby. It was a special time.
Mitch Zuckley took over the club after I left, and he did a fantastic job. He handed off the reins to Mike Doust and Tad Renville and Brian Farnham and their generation. And you know, I'm just so proud of the long tradition of amazing leadership we've had on the club.
I mean, my first year is a great group of older guys. Matty Stan at scrum half, who's ahead of me. Dave Kirkland, Zeus, captains next year. Ryan Chisholm and Warren Dubisky, all big influences on me. And in my class, guys like Nick Reed and Alex Mazzaros, you know, really close group.
We were just on a roll. Ricky was young and energetic. Greg Abraham, who was a great pack coach, was there, and we just had great characters. So the combination of a very successful team, outstanding coaches, great leaders, combined with a great group of characters made it just unbelievably appealing to play them.
I was in the dorm, and Spencer Ho and Aaron Munier and Justin or J. Ross came in, they gave me a beer, and I was at the next practice.
I think my favorite thing about the rugby club is just the quality of the guys that it's produced. And one thing that's been a consistent theme since I came back to Bowdoin in 2005 is that the quality of the people on campus is exactly the same as it was when I was here in the late 90s, and that certainly rings true with the men's rugby club as well.
It was a magical thing, and some of my best friends in life are the guys that I played rugby with at Bowdoin.
Well, I think the amazing thing about this club is I don't think you'll find another place where you see people from age 25 to maybe age 60 or 65 that are all out here kind of doing the same thing, having a good time.
Bowdoin Rugby is honestly is my family. When I come back and I meet up with these guys here, I feel like I'm truly back with some of my closest friends in the world.
But the biggest thing, in my opinion, is that it's inclusive.
So you could have a side that had newcomers as well as very experienced players.
I think the thing that's most special about the team is the way we include everybody.
I mean, just feeling immediately like I was welcomed into a community.
I found my sport and picked it up and found a band of brothers who's been friends for 10 plus years since I graduated, and it's been really my connection back to the school.
It's about the game, it's about playing rugby, but no matter what, we're always having a good time.
Because we share the brotherhood of Bowdoin Rugby.
And that's really what Bowdoin Rugby is about. It's about being a team, being a group, being close and going through life together, knowing that you've got friends and family and brothers that no matter where they are in the globe, no matter what you're doing, you can always count on those guys.
But one of the best things that I ever experienced was getting together with the Bowdoin guys, getting together with the coaches, with the team. It's a ball.
It's one of my fondest memories about Bowdoin College.
We still are in touch today largely because of the fact that we played rugby together.
I love Bowdoin Rugby.
I find it a triumvirate. It's the players come first, and of course the coaches have to be there to guide them. But the alumni is that third leg in the stool, and it's very, very important. They have been supporting us right from the beginning. It's been moral support, it's been encouragement, it's been financial support.
We owe it to Ricky, and we owe it to the folks who follow Ricky's footsteps to get it going. And it's a magic thing. It's time to have some support from the alums to really help the program get to the next level.
And the theme really is Bowdoin Rugby forever. We want to ensure that the club has the basic financial resources that are required in order for it to survive in perpetuity and be a really important part of the Bowdoin community.
And I think that's a tradition that will carry on for forever, I hope.
Write a check.
you.